In this video, we're going to talk about graphing cosine and its parent function. It follows very similarly to the graph of sine, where the parent function is just the cosine of x. Remember, make sure your calculator's in degrees for this. And of course, when we go through this, doing a full rotation in a circle is 360 degrees. So if we kind of make this t-chart again, if we start at 0 degrees, cosine of 0 is actually 1. Cosine of 60 degrees is actually a half. Cosine of 90 is 0. Cosine of 120 is negative 1/2. Cosine of 180 degrees is negative 1. Kind of keep going here. Cosine of 240 is negative 1/2. Cosine of 300 is 0. And then cosine of 360 is 1. Now, if we were to graph all of these points, here's our x-axis and y-axis. We need to go to +1 and -1 again. This can be 360 degrees, which means halfway will be 180. Halfway of that will be 90 and 270. And once again, you can do your 45 degree, you can do 30, and we went ahead and did 60. So if we kind of make all those lines here, so the middle ones that aren't labeled are plus 45, and then the ones on either side of those are plus or minus 15. So this would be 30, then 45, then 60. And so forth, all the way up to 360. So if we're going to graph these, cosine of 0 is actually 1 this time. Then 60 degrees was actually a half. Then we had 90 degrees at 0, negative 1/2, negative 1, and then it just kept going up like this. Now, it does kind of look like a V, but actually, if we look at all the other points here, it actually does curve like the wave again. So if we were to connect these all, ooh, bad line. Would look something like this. So the sine function, we actually got the full, whereas now the cosine, we just get that. So now, same type of thing here. If we only look at this section, this is the section that gets copied and pasted over and over again. If we kept going around the circle, going 500 degrees or 1,000 degrees, or going the opposite way into all these negative points there. What I have boxed is what is repeated. So this is the one period or cycle of a cosine graph, which is also 360 degrees, just like sine. And then, of course, we have the amplitude again, which is from these middle lines here up to the maximum. And that'll still be the absolute value of A for the amplitude. Now, what I am going to do is try to draw this graph a little better for us to see. So at 0, that was at 1. 90 degrees was actually at 0. 180 was at -1. Back to 0 and back up to 1. So I want to try to draw this a little better. So you kind of see it looks like a U, but it's got these kind of curves at the top on either side. So you can think of a U, but then with almost like horns, almost. So make sure you really watch that, okay? And once again, it's going to have those 5 key points. So we're here at 1. Gotta draw them again. These 5 key points here. And at those 5 key points, once again, we cut those into our quarters. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's going to help us find our 5 key points again. Whether we stretch, compress, shrink, move, horizontal shift, phase shift, anything like that again.